Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani. This is the video number 64. In the last video, I already explained discovery of the electron. In this video, I am going to tell you about discovery of the protons and neutrons. Electron is symbolic is E minus, proton is symbolic is small p, and neutron is symbolic is small n. So, electrical discharge carried out in the modified cathode ray tube lead to the discovery of the canal rays. Okay, electron related cathode rays. Okay, because rays coming from cathode, and here for discovery of the proton, cathode ray tube use, and but here rays coming from anode. Okay, between the cathode and anode electrode. So here discovery of the canal rays. Okay, and canal rays carrying positively charged particles. So characters of these positively charged particles. First, unlike cathode rays, mass of the positively charged particle, because cathode is negative electrode and negative rays, so depend upon the nature of the gas present in the cathode ray tube, because it is coming from the going behind the cathode. Okay, these are simply the positively charged gases. Second one, the charge to mass ratio of the particles depend on the gas from which these originate. Then third, some of the positively charged particles carry a multiple of the fundamental unit of the electrical charge. Okay. Fourth, the behavior of these particles in the magnetic or electrical field is opposite to that observed for electron or cathode rays. Okay, so electron or cathode ray negative charge, so here positive charge. Okay, so the smallest and lightest positive ion was obtained from hydrogen. The smallest and highest positive ion was obtained from hydrogen, so we have to call it proton. And these positively charged particle was characterized in 1919. Later, a need was felt for the presence of the electrically neutral particles, so were discovered by Chadwick 1932 by bombarding a thin sheet of the beryllium by alpha particles. So electrically neutral particles having mass slightly greater comparison than proton were emitted. Okay, so its name is neutron. So the important three types of the subatomic particles: electron, proton and neutron. Electron is negatively charged particle, proton is positively charged particle, and then neutron is neutrally, okay, electrically neutral particle. Okay, next topic is atomic models. Observation obtained from the experiment mentioned in the previous section have suggested that Dalton's invisible atom is composed of the subatomic particles, so carrying is positive and negative charges. So major problems before the scientists after the discovery of subatomic particles were which problems create? First is to account for the stability of the atom. Second one, to compare the behavior of the elements in the terms of both physical and chemical properties. Third problem is to explain the formation of the different kinds of the molecule by the combination of different types of the atom. Then fourth, to understand the origin and nature of the characteristic of electromagnetic radiation absorbed or emitted by atoms. So these difficulties create. So the major problems before the scientists after the discovery of the subatomic particles were these four. Okay, then after different atomic models were proposed to explain the distribution of these charged particles in atom. Okay, so different scientists come, like first come J.J. Thomson, then after proposed by Ernest Rutherford, then after Niels Bohr. Here you see name three types of the subatomic particles: electron, proton and neutron. Electron symbol small e, proton small p, neutron small n. Charge, absolute charge C. electron minus 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 minus, and proton plus because electrically positive, and neutron is electrically neutral, so zero charge. So relative charge we have to write, electron charge we have to write -1, proton charge +1, and then neutron charge is 0. Then mass of the in kg for electron 9.109, for proton 1.672, and then neutron 1.674. Mass in mu for electron 0.00054, for proton 1.00, and then 1.00 for neutron. But approximately mass written in mu 0, 1 and 1. Okay, so you learn this way, approximately mass in mu, then relative charge, okay, clear, and then symbol, and then which subatomic particles, clear. So you learn this 3-4 column. Then first model is Thomson model of the atom. Okay, here you see, this is the Thomson model of the atom. In 1898, J.J. Thomson proposed that an atom possesses a spherical shape, radius approximately small r is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So in which the positively charged, this is way, yellow part, positively charged is uniformly distributed, and here you see this is the way. Electrons are embedded into it such a manner that give the most stable electrostatic arrangement. Okay, and many different are given for this model, like example plum pudding, raisin pudding, or watermelon. So visualized like watermelon, positively charged with plum or seeds are electrons. Okay, red part of the plum pudding, okay, plum, positive watermelon of the, this is the positive charge with plums, or here in the seeds way as a electron, black seed, so electron embedded into it. Okay, clear. So this is the Thomson model. So J.J. Thomson in 1898 proposed that an atom possesses a spherical shape, radius 10 to the power minus 10 meter, in which the positively charge is uniformly distributed and electrons are embedded into it. So most stable electrostatic arrangement. Example plum pudding, raisin pudding, and watermelon. Okay. Then after watermelon of the positive charge with plums or seeds, electron embedded into it. Okay. Then this model was able to explain the overall neutrality of the atom, because outer part completely positive and then embedded electron, so plus and negative, so neutral. Okay, so this model was able to explain the overall neutrality of the atom, but was not consistent with the result of the latter experiment. Thomson was awarded Nobel Prize for Physics in 1906 for his theoretical and experimental investigation on the conduction of the electricity by gases. Then next model is Rutherford's nuclear model of the atom. Okay, Rutherford and his students Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden. Two students, his Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden, bombarded very thin gold foil with alpha particles, and Rutherford famous alpha particles scattering experiment. Okay, so here you see, this is the source of the alpha particles, this is the lead plate, and here this one gold foil, and then surrounded by the photographic plate. Okay, clear. Then experiment. When a stream of the high energy alpha particles from a radioactive source was directed at a thin foil thickness is 100 nanometer of the gold metal. Okay, and thin gold foil had a circulate surrounded by the fluorescent zinc sulfide photographic plate. Zinc sulfide. Okay, whenever alpha particles struck the screen, so thin flash of light was produced at that point. Okay, clear? This is the experiment way. Again I say, a stream of the high energy alpha particles from a source of the radioactive source directed at a thin foil, gold foil. Okay, thickness is 100 nanometer, and this thin gold foil had a circular fluorescence photographic plate zinc sulfide screen around. Okay, whenever alpha particles struck at the screen, so a tiny flash of light was produced at that point. Okay, so result of the scattering experiment were quite unexpected. So according to the Thomson model, the mass of the each gold atom in the foil should have been spread evenly over the entire atom, and alpha particles had enough energy to pass directly through such a uniform distribution of the mass. So it was expected that the particles would slow down and change direction only by a small angle as they passed through the foil. So observation. What observation? See. This is the observation way. Deflected alpha particles. Here you see, this is the beam of the alpha particles. Okay. So observation, most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil undeflected. Here you see, this is the C, undeflected. Clear? This is the undeflected. Okay, and small fraction of the second one, small fraction. Here you see small fraction of the alpha particles. Here you see small fraction, okay, of alpha particles was deflected by small angles, but a very few alpha particles, like here you see this one, very few particles, like approximately 1 in 20,000, okay, approximately 1 in 20,000 bounce back, and that is were deflected by nearly 180 degree. Okay, so three observation here. Rutherford was expected that the particles would slow down and then change direction only by a small angle. They pass through the foil. So it was observed first is most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil undeflected. Second one is a small angle, small fraction of the alpha particles was deflected by small angles, and then very few particles, like approximately 1 in 20,000 bounced back, and that is were deflected by nearly 180 degree. So on the basis of the observation, Rutherford drew the following conclusion. So conclusion according to the Rutherford, first is most of the space in the atom is empty, as most of the alpha particles pass through the foil undeflected. Again I say, most of the space in the atom is empty, so that's reason alpha particles pass through the foil undeflected. Second conclusion, according to the small fraction of the alpha particles was deflected by small angles. So what conclusion from this observation? That is, means few positively charged alpha particles were deflected. So the deflection must be due to the enormous repulsive force, showing that the positive charge of the atom is not spread throughout the atom, according to the Thomson had presumed. So positive charge has to be concentrated in a very small volume that repelled and deflected the positively charged alpha particles. Third observation conclusion is calculation by Rutherford show the volume occupied by the nucleus is negligible small as compared to the total volume of the atom. Okay. So radius of the atom is about 10 raised to power minus 10 meter, and while that the nucleus is 10 raised to power minus 15 meter. So one can appreciate that this difference in size by realizing that if a cricket ball represents a nucleus, then the radius of the atom would be about 5 kilometer. Okay. So these are observation. First is, again I say, most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil undeflected. Second one is a small fraction of the alpha particles was deflected by a small angle. Third one is a very few alpha particles, approximately 1 in 20,000 bounced back, that is were deflected by nearly 180 degree. Then observation. On the basis of the observation, following conclusion. First is, most of the space in the atom is empty. So most of the alpha particles pass through the foil undeflected. Second one, few positively charged alpha particles were deflected. That is means deflection must be due to the enormous repulsive force, showing that the positive charge of the atom is spread throughout the atom. Then third one is, calculation by the Rutherford showed the volume occupied the nucleus negligible small as compared to the total volume of the atom. So radius of the atom is about 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So while that of the nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15. Okay. So example here taken, like if a cricket ball represent a nucleus, so radius of the atom would be about 5 kilometer. Then observation. On the basis of the above observation and conclusion, Rutherford proposed the nuclear model of the atom. So these are main 3 points according to the Rutherford, because on the basis of the observation and conclusion, Rutherford proposed these are 3 points. Okay, and see, first is the positive charge, and the most of the mass of the atom was densely concentrated in an extremely small region, and this very small portion of the atom was called nucleus by Rutherford. So in first point he discussed about nucleus on the basis of the observation and conclusion. Positively charged, mass of the atom was densely concentrated in extremely small region, so we have to say nucleus. Okay, so this very small portion of the atom was called nucleus. Then second, nucleus is surrounded by the electrons. Here you see. Okay, electrons. So surrounded by the electrons that move around the nucleus with a very high speed in a circular path called, we have to call, orbit. Okay. Then the solar system, in which the nucleus play the role of the sun and the electrons that of the revolving planets. Okay. Third point is, so in first point explain nucleus, second point explain orbit, and third point say electrons and nucleus are held together by electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, so first he explained nucleus, second in point orbit, and third is electron and nucleus are held together by electrostatic force of the attraction. Clear? Next topic is atomic number and mass number. Atomic number and mass number. Here you see, atomic number indicate by capital Z. Capital Z. So denoted by capital Z. So you know, this is the nucleus. Nucleus presents small p and small n, proton and neutron. Okay, and around revolve electron. Electron is negatively charged, proton is positively charged, and neutron is neutral. So number of the electron, otherwise number of the proton. Number proton present in the nucleus of an atom and electron present in the outer side. Okay, so number of the proton, otherwise say number of the electron, are known as atomic number Z. Okay, clear? Okay, according to me you completely understood. Atomic number denoted by capital Z, so number of the proton in the nucleus of the atom, and otherwise number of the electron present in the surrounded way. Okay, so definition of the simple way of the atomic number. So simple, the number of the proton present in the nucleus, it is known as atomic number. Otherwise the number of the electron present in the outer way of the nucleus, so it is known as atomic number. Clear? Then next is atomic mass, and also we have to say mass number, atomic mass. Otherwise we have to say mass number, denoted by capital A. Okay, so in nucleus, proton and neutron, and surrounded way electron. So proton and neutron present in the nucleus. Okay, so sum of the proton and sum of the neutron, number of the proton and number of the neutron. Okay, number of the protons and number of the neutron are known as mass number. So the total number of the and proton and neutron known as nucleons. Okay, clear? Proton and neutrons. So total number of the proton and neutron is known as nucleons, and nucleons total number is known as mass number. So your choice, you say total number of the nucleons is known as mass number, otherwise you say number of the protons and number of the neutrons sum mass number. Okay, next term is isobars and isotopes. Okay, the composition of the any atom represented by the using normal element symbol, like element symbol is X, capital S. So I already discussed capital Z is atomic number and capital A is atomic mass, otherwise mass number. Atomic number and mass number. Atomic number Z, subscript on the left hand side, and then capital A, mass number. Okay, superscript on the left hand side. So the composition of the any atom represented by the using normal element symbol X with superscript on the left hand side, atomic mass number, and then subscript Z on the left hand side, okay, as the atomic number. Clear? So these two terms related of this topic of this composition way of any atom, isobars and isotopes. Isobars are the atoms with same mass number but different atomic number. Like here you see carbon and nitrogen. So carbon atomic number is 6 and nitrogen atomic number 7. So different atomic number, but here you see upper side superscript 14 and here 14. So mass number are same. Okay, so we have to say isobars. So isobars are the atoms with same mass number but different atomic number, okay, known as isobars. Okay, and other example, other is atoms with identical atomic number but different atomic mass number are known as isotopes. Here you see example, 3 example here given, proton, hydrogen, carbon and chlorine. So 3 example here given, like 4 hydrogen, 1H1, 1H2 and 1H3. Okay, here I written 1H1, 1H2 and 1H3. So here you see atomic number are same but different mass number, so known as isotopes. Okay, so hydrogen atom against 99.985% of the hydrogen atoms contain only one proton, so it is called protium. So different name is one proton because here only one atomic number but mass number 1, 2, 3. So here one proton, so it is name is protium. Okay, here 1H2, 1H1, 1H2, so 1H2, that is means one proton and one neutron is called deuterium. And 1H3 we have to say tritium, that is means one proton and 3 upper side mass number, so that is means one proton and 2 neutron is called tritium. So 1H1, 1H2 and 1H3. 1H2 we have to say deuterium 1D2 and tritium 1H3 we have to also write 1T3. Okay, other example of the isotopes like carbon. So carbon, here you see 6C, 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 6 atomic numbers. Atomic numbers similar but mass number are different. Here you see 12, 13 and 14. Clear? Other example is chlorine. So chlorine 17 atomic number but 35 mass number 37. Here 17 proton. Okay, 18 and 20 neutrons and 17 protons. Clear? So this is the main difference between the isobars and the isotopes. Okay. Next topic is drawbacks of the Rutherford model. Okay, so simple three concept you learn for the drawbacks, that is means its result is model is fail. Reason, because first point is the Rutherford model can't explain the stability of the atom. Okay, Rutherford model can't explain the stability of the atom. Second, he was not explained why not consider electron as stationary around the nucleus. Why not consider electron as stationary around the electrons? Because if the electrons were stationary, electrostatic attraction between the dense nucleus, so electrons would pull the electrons towards the nucleus to form a miniature version of the Thomson models of the atom. So it is failed. Another third drawback of the Rutherford model is that it says nothing about distribution of the electrons around the nucleus and the energy of these electrons. So there are three drawbacks of the Rutherford. So his model is failed. Okay. So Thomson model completed and then Rutherford model completed. Then problem 2.1 you see. Calculate the number of the protons, neutrons and electrons in this one. Here you see protons, okay, and neutrons and electrons. So here you see 35, it is a mass number and denoted by, atomic number denoted by Z is equal to 35, and 80 is mass number A is equal to 80. So first find the number of the proton, and number of the proton, that is means number of the electrons, okay, and denoted by the atomic number. So atomic number given 35. Clear? Then number of the proton and number of the electron both are 35. Then find the number of the neutron, and number of the neutron is formula is here you see Z is equal to number of the electron, otherwise number of the proton. So Z 35, so that is means electron 35 and proton 35. Then mass number denoted by capital A is equal to sum of the proton, number of the proton and sum of the neutron. So atomic mass number given 80 is equal to proton 35 plus neutron we have to find. So neutron is equal to 80 minus 35. Clear? So 80 minus 35 is equal to 45. Okay. So this concept, basic concept properly you learn. Then next problem 2.2. The number of the electron, protons and neutron in a species are equal to 18, 16 and 16 respectively. 18 electron, 16 protons and 16 neutron. So proper symbol. So first you know already atomic number capital Z is equal to number of the proton, otherwise number of the electron, and proton and electron given, electron is 18 given and proton is 16 given. So number of the proton is given 16. So the element is the sulfur, because electron loss and gain also, but proton no gaining and no loss. So proton number is completely fixed. So we have to here use protons number. So number of the proton is equal to the atomic number. So according to the number of the proton, 16th number element is sulfur. Okay. Then mass number is equal to number of the proton and number of the neutron. So number of the proton 16 and number of the neutron 16. So 16 plus 16 32. So species not neutral as the number of the proton is not equal to the electron. So it is the anion, negatively charged, because here proton 16 and 18 given electron, that is means 2 electron gain. Okay, so we have to symbol according to the proton 16, sulfur symbols S, atomic number of the proton 16, and then mass number we have to find number of the proton and number of the neutron, sum 32. So superscript we have to write 32, and electron is 18, so that is means 2 electron gain, so 2 minus upper charge on the right hand side of the element. Clear? Next topic I will be explained in the next video. Thank you so much.